Hello, beautiful people. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Honest Am here, the creator and writer of the Honestly Sis newsletter. Weekly newsletter gives towards millennials who are truly trying to get their shit together. And I'm here for another daily motivational video where we use the tarot to become the alchemists of our lives and to teach us how to become spiritual beings. A little bit about me. I do not use the tarot. I use God and cusses in the same sentence, and I may mispronounce some things, but if it does not stop Charlamagne the God, it will not stop me. So y'all, angel number 26. This is actually going to be a love reading. I know that I told y'all last time we ain't got no time for love, but then I just did a reading and it just once again reminded me about the era that we're moving in and that we still need to be learning about divine love, because I don't think we know about divine love. So let's go ahead and get into it. Dear God, guardian angels, and ancestors, what information do you deem worthy for us to hear for our love life, or for us to ascend, or just to do magic in public? Allow no room for dark confusion in me and the viewer mind. God, what do we need to know to help bring in divine community, divine partnerships, and divine companies? We want to help bring heaven on earth. In God's name I pray. Ashe. All right. Alright. Let's see. Okay. Okay. So the two cards that came out is Honeymoon and Make the Effort. Enjoy the bliss of a holiday time together. Make the effort. Create great love is worth taking the steps you decide to take. But I'm gonna be honest. Underneath this, I was trying not to look at it, but it is here. It says deception. Someone is wearing a false self mask in this relationship. So this may be, just because this is all talking about, okay. So maybe that's not for everybody, but I do feel like for a couple of you guys, you may really be in a honeymoon phase, and I feel like you're in a honeymoon phase, and things may be really, really good, but what the universe is saying is that this person may not be the best person for you. So if you are feeling like something in your body, matter of fact, the other day I was listening to the read, and there was this girl on there, and she was talking about how this guy was doing all of these nice things, and he loves me, and he's talking about marrying me and all of this stuff, and then come to find out she only knew him for a month, and her body, and the thing is, he was love bombing her, and so her body was giving her all of these intuitive hits that this person is not for you, but her mind was trying to reason it and telling her oh, maybe I'm not worth, maybe I don't like good things or anything like that. And so this is why I'm saying for a lot of you guys, you may be just in this honeymoon stage, and it feels really, really good, but your body is giving you these hints that something is off. Trust it, that person is wearing a false mask. For the other of you guys, if you are having a really, really good time and you're not getting that weird, nasty feeling in your body, but your mind is not really trusting it, the universe is saying make the effort, because this person is worth it. And also we have to realize that there becomes a part in our journey where yes, you can learn a lot, where God has us isolated, where we have to learn to be strong on our own, but we can also go further with other people. And so there will become a part of your journey. I tell you guys, I genuinely truly believe this in my heart and soul, that we're in this season where it's about divine partnerships, and it's really about divine masculines and divine feminine being together as two whole individuals to help the world change and grow. And so for a lot of you guys, you have to get over your apprehensiveness. For a lot of us, me included, healthy relationships may feel weird for a while because we're so used to the chaos, we're so used to drama, we're so used to the up and downs of love, but that's ultimately not what we want. The other day I was writing in my journal, angel number 438, I was explaining all of these characteristics that I want in a partner, and towards the middle of it I was I realized that in the beginning it's going to feel very weird, but I asked that I'll be able to work through the uncomfortableness, and to just focus on the loyalty and the the steadfastness, the clarity that that person is giving me. I think what's really, really important as you're moving, as we're moving out of our singledom and we're starting to, think about getting into these divine partnerships, is that we are aware of our own triggers and we're aware of our own things that we need to be mindful of. So for me, whenever I find myself starting to overcompensate, or where I'm realizing I'm texting more, or this person is responding to me, instead of me like going forward, because that used to be my like signal, like, oh, he's hitting up, like let me get it. It's like that's my thing to like fall back, because I have a new rule: no chasing love. I don't chase love anymore. Like love is supposed to be reciprocal, and honestly, it's really important for me to be in a partnership with somebody who is just as into me as I am into them. And so if I'm talking to somebody or I'm dealing with somebody and they're not reciprocating it like that, then like that's an automatic flag for me. Like I know that this isn't what I want. I know that this isn't going there. But on the other hand, if I am talking to somebody and they're being very clear about their intentions, they're reliable, they're dependable, they plan things, they let their intentions be known about their future with me, and they're showing me in action, not in just words, then I'm going to make the effort to put down my guard. I do feel like a lot of us have to let our guard down and like be open to receiving these things that we want. We have to realize that a lot of the times that we went through these bad relationships, it wasn't because we were a bad person. Sometimes it was because we wasn't even trusting our own insight or our own information our body was giving us, right? And so moving forward, we just have to be mindful of that like, I have to be mindful of not doing these behaviors again, okay? I was about to say something else. Okay, I'll just leave it there. Last thing, your religious factors. Your love life is influenced by your religious upbringing and your spiritual upbringing. Whenever this card comes out, it does say spiritual. I always say that like this work that you've been doing, like if you have been working to heal yourself, like that is going to change like the type of partner that you're going to have. And so I genuinely believe that as Black women, I say Black women because I'm a Black woman, but this is for all women. So, I don't want to exclude you if you're watching this video, because I'm here for everybody. So I feel like as women that we have our partner where it's like we have a divine higher partnership and a divine lower partnership, right? And I feel like that you meet the person that you're supposed to be with in your lowest, right? And like that relationship feels really, really good, but it's probably really, really toxic. And the reason why God allows you to go through that is so that you can realize what you really, really want out of life. But I think the problem with a lot of us women is that because we go through periods of where, we've had bad partnerships, so we had bad relationships, and it happened frequently or it happens a lot, we start to think that that's what we deserve, or we start to think that this is an indication of who we are, not realizing that we could be just attracting that type of person or attracting that partnership because of our upbringing, because of our parents, because of, the type of love that we get. Believe it or not, by the age of 5 years old, your child, who you are at 5 years old, you already know how much confidence you're going to have in the world, what type of people you're going to love, what type of relationships you're going to be in. And if those first 5 years have been toxic as fuck, then guess what? It's toxic, and it's no shame to anybody else. And unfortunately, a lot of us in lower Black people, like we have slavery to deal with, and so a lot of us are jumping off from a toxic standpoint. And so that's why it's so important for us when we do have these partnerships that felt really, really good but end up being very, very toxic. Instead of feeling like that's all I'm going to have, we have to look at the fact that, wow, like angel number 932, I did meet this person and we connected in this way and we had all these good things, but then we had all these bad things. And you can focus on the bad, or you can focus on, wow, if I was able to meet this person who had this that I was looking for when I was not necessarily in my best place, then what type of person am I going to meet when I am in my best self. Like you have to, you really have to look at it that way. If I attracted this type of person when I was in this energy, then what type of person am I going to attract when I'm in this different type of energy? That's why I say we have to stop trying to date with our mind and date digitally and really dating vibrationally and being like, okay, so these are the type of people that were coming to me when I was in this space. Now, what type of men am I attracting in the space that I'm in now? And I have been paying attention to that. I do feel like I was actually watching Tarot by Bronx, and it's like you do have to be choosy. You do have to be picky, like very, very picky about who you want to talk to. Like, I don't think that you should be desperate. I don't think you should be just talking to anybody to be talking to anybody, because if you do, that keeps your vibration here. But if you just, every time somebody comes and they're not necessarily what you want, you're giving the universe a clear signal. No, that's not right. Keep going. And so what happens is the universe say, okay, let's keep going. And if you keep ascending, then the partners and the caliber of men will ascend as well. It's all about your mindset, and it's all about how you choose to think about life. So if you choose to believe that by working on yourself, by loving on yourself, you'll get better, things will get better, then everything will get better. I don't understand, like, I remember I actually stopped like following a whole tarot reader because she was like so focused on like her money and her love life. I mean, she was so focused on like her money and her career, but like when it came to her love life, she was just like so negative about it. And I'm like, I just don't understand how you can trust the universe to bring you money and trust the universe to deliver you this good career, but you don't think God can deliver you a man. Like, it's, to me, it's like, that's a block, you know, like that's low key a block. Like that's a block that somebody needs to deal with. But matter of fact, that's what we'll go next. So that's what we're going to go into the blockages, because I do feel like a lot of us have this mentality of where we trust the universe to, you know, deliver us an all expense paid trip, or we trust the universe to deliver us this dream job, or to give us this Coach bag. But when it comes to love, all of a sudden you think God can't do it. And I don't understand that. Like, why don't we believe that God and that the spiritual laws are also connected to our love life? Like, what is that about? Why don't we trust it? Is it that's probably because of like all the bad relationships that we had. But what God is saying is that it's important for us to stay optimistic about your love life. Positive thinkings and faith will bring you romance. Like, if you're thinking negative, you're gonna get negative, right? Let's get a tool. Matter of fact, let's go ahead. I'm actually gonna do a blockage for this one, because I want to know, like, why is it that we can trust the universe? Why is it that we can trust the universe to deliver us our dream job, our dream life, but we don't trust the universe for love? What the fuck is that about? That is very weird. Okay, dear God, our guardian angels and ancestors, we come to you as humbly as we know how. Please clarify this message of honeymoon, make the effort, religious factors, stay optimistic about your love life. God, what is blocking our love life? What is blocking us from believing that being optimistic will also bring in our partner? What is blocking us from believing that you are also working in our love life? Like, God, please help us know the information that we need to know so that we can have divine partnership, divine communities, and divine families. In God's name I pray, Ashe. Angel number 1322. That makes sense. Despondence and expansion right away. Despondence talks about not moving, and expansion is expansion, right? And so what it is you are not moving differently, right? You want this expansion, you want love, you want all these things, but you're not willing to change your mindset about it. You're not willing to do anything differently. You're not willing to look at it, approach it. You're not willing to do anything differently. You're still stuck in this old way, and you're wondering why your life isn't expanding. It don't make sense. It goes back to the same saying. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing and expecting a different result. Angel number 1427, something got to change, right? All right, let's go into the book and get some information. Hold on one second. I need to turn my oven on. Sorry, y'all. I meant to do that before. I'm trying to like get in this habit of like eating my breakfast like faster and at breakfast time, and it's like already 11:16. I'm like, damn, I ain't eating no breakfast yet, so I gotta get together. Anyways, so despondence is the message that we're going to focus on. It's the purple card. I am going to tell you what this means. The sixth chakra represents our sixth sense, learning to see without sight. About faith, I told y'all I really do feel like faith and trust is the word of the year. Faith and trust. The brow chakra is the third eye and houses all that is hidden within, including our intuitive knowing. The cards often reveal family agreements made before you were born and karmic issues, which you have brought into this world to work out. The sixth chakra reveals your intuitive focus and your inner knowing. The card in this chapter may reveal the behaviors you either inherited or unknowingly chosen to copy from your family of origin. This reflects where you are in terms of your own awareness and reveals your willingness to do your own soul searching. Are you living, excuse me, are you living your past into your future? Are you living your past into your future? Faith is unspoken element here. All intentions are fulfilled with the help of spirit. And so despondence is violence iris. You have all the answers you need within. This card may indicate an emotional tie that no longer serves you. Remember, how you relate to the issue is the issue. Obstacles are removed when you change your relationship with them. So again, going back to the despondence, going back to the love life, going back to how you looking at things, like the way that you look at things is how you're going to get it. And remember, I started this message off by saying that some of you guys are, you are in your relationships. You are experiencing some really good honeymoon phases, but you're feeling those feelings, you're feeling all of those things, and it's telling you something isn't right. So you need to trust that. But a lot of you may ignore it because you may override it. And what God is saying is that, again, how did that work out for you in the past? Ignoring your intuition, ignoring the information that you were getting. Did it work for you in the past? It probably did not. So God is saying you have to do something differently. And I do feel like for some of you guys, it also goes to approaching relationships differently. Like if you have this tendency, and I'm going to be honest, I do this, and I have to, I don't know what the fuck this is about, but I got to stop it. But when I start liking somebody, like, I start stalking their fucking socials. Like, for real. I really get on some, like, what they doing? What they talking about? Like, I want to know everything about them. And it's just like, that's not healthy, mama. Like, you cannot, like, you can't keep going into, and before I used to think, like, oh, it's just my boyfriend thing. But I realized, like, it's like, even if I got a crush, like, I'm like, stalking his fucking socials. And it's just like, what the fuck is that about? So it's like, again, we have to start being curious, like look at your behaviors with a curious mind and not like really judging yourself, just being like, girl, what you doing? Like if it was somebody else, you would look at them like, that's crazy. You know, like maybe you don't want to do that. So it's like looking at yourself, looking at your behaviors and realizing what you need to do differently so that you can have a better partnership. All right, here we go. Iris. Iris is depressed. By taking action, I found the road out. Again, you just got to do something differently. Iris is depressed and unable to look after herself or her home. She cries out to the great spirits for help. Mother Earth appears and suggests Iris shower, eat a good meal, and clean up her house. She does, but she still feels despondent. Suddenly, a hurricane hits and Iris springs into action to rescue her neighbor children. In the urgency, Iris finds the way out of her depression by taking action. Listen to this here. A hurricane had to hit. She took a shower. She did all that, but she still wasn't doing anything. It took a natural disaster for her to get her shit together. It makes me think about how I realized that it, you know, as mad as I was at my ex, the best thing that he could have did was walk out of me. Because I would have never, ever did anything differently. I would have stayed in that relationship because I loved him. You know, like even though I was unsatisfied with some things, he definitely broke my heart a couple of times. Like there was just things that I was really unsatisfied with, but I loved him and I would have stayed with that man until the end. I would have been having the arguments about marriage and all types of shit with him for 20, 40 years. But the best thing that he could have did was walking out on me, because it made me realize, like, this really isn't what I want for real. And like all that back and forth, all of those times, like I can judge myself and be like, oh, you should have let go, and you were so stupid. But the truth is, I had to keep going back and forth to realize for real, oh wait, I don't want this. This is not what I want. This is not how I want to feel. Now that I know that, I have to approach things differently, approach life differently, approach dating differently. So instead of like being on these dating apps, instead of being desperate, I'm choosing to just love on myself and to trust that by doing that, the universe will also take care of me. And it's not that I'm just loving on myself and staying at home. I'm also going out more. I'm also going on vacation. I'm also planning trips. Like when I say I'm loving on myself, I'm doing things that I love to do and trusting that by me doing things that I love to do, fun, career, whatever included, that then the universe will take care of everything else. Okay. And so I say that to say that sometimes it may take for you to be betrayed for the 15,000th time for you to be like, you know what? Fuck this. I'm not doing this no more. Okay. So don't beat yourself up. Don't be mad at yourself. Sometimes bad shit had to happen because you wouldn't have did it any other way. Iris teaches us that the only route out of stagnation is motion. You got to move, baby. If we do nothing, we must accept the consequences. In which part of my life am I feeling immobilized? I know what I need to do. Am I willing to trust myself? That's the key. Do you trust? And this is what it really comes down to. Do you really truly trust the universe to have expansion? Do you really truly trust God to give you this expansion? And the thing is, you can't lie to God. Like you can sit on here, you can say these videos, these people have all of these, millions and billions of people following them. When they go home at night, they got to deal with themselves. They got to look at themselves in the mirror. And that's the truth for a lot of us. I don't know where that came from. But the thing is, it's like, I think I'm just saying, like, you can come across this video and see it only have like 20 views, 100 views or whatever, right? And be like, well, what the fuck does she know? Because she ain't got all these followers. But I can look myself in the mirror at night. I can sleep at night. I actually know that this information I'm telling you, I'm actually going to apply this to my life. And guess what? My life is going to become better by it. So you believing in this or not believing in this is not going to affect my life. And that's the same thing with the universe. You believing in the universe or you not believing in the universe, the crazy thing is, it is going to affect your life. Because you not believing in the universe is just making it seem like you have to do everything on your own. And if you have to do everything on your own, everything does seem impossible. Everything does feel greater than it is, because you feel like you have to do everything on your own. You feel like you're greater than God. But if you don't believe that, then why can't you believe that God is also taking care of your love life? If he can bring you a job, if he can bring you a dream house, why can't he bring you a dream man? Why? Why do you think that God is limited in this way? He's not. The only limitation it is in your mind. So do something different. Okay. I'm going to end this message. Where we at? 23. Okay, let's just see a real quick tool. We'll give you a quick tool to come out of this block. God, give us a really quick tool that we can use to come out of despondence, to start trusting you for our love life, so that we can start ascending and making the effort. God, clarify this message of honeymoon, religious factors, make the effort, and stay optimistic about your love life. God, please deliver these messages to me and through me. Allow no room for doubt or confusion in me or the viewer's mind. Why is it so important for us to move towards expansion, to focus on what we want in our love life? All right. And this card flew out. I love this. I have the power to direct my own thoughts. Your thoughts do create the reality you live. And one of the most exciting things about beginning the process of deliberately focused thought is that the law of attraction will bring you evidence of your improved thought immediately. And while old patterns may be hard to break, and you may slip back into old patterns from time to time, evidence of your effort will be undeniable to you. And before long, with much less effort than you spend trying to dodge negative conversations or train others into your behavior, all of your relationships will improve. And this is what God is saying. Stop focusing on trying to control other people. Stop focusing on what other people have and just focus on yourself. If you focus on yourself, you focus on loving yourself, choosing to move differently, choosing to look at love differently, then all your love life will change and something different will come. Okay? All right, y'all. Last and final thing. I can get from an unwanted to a wanted relationship. I can't make this shit up. Angel number 2444. As you walk from one unpleasing relationship, the law of attraction will bring you another that feels very much like it and usually quicker. So remember, I was telling you in the beginning, honeymoon stage, you're feeling those feelings. That's because somebody is wearing a false mask. That's what you're used to. You cannot just get from there to there. To get from where you want to be to the place of feeling better, you have to reach for alignment between you and you. Getting yourself feeling good before you take action is always the best process. For when you do not feel good, you cannot be inspired to take any action that will solve a problem. So again, if you're just constantly dating, and you ain't never taking time, you ain't never take a break to love on yourself, ain't never take a break to figure out why am I keep attracting these fuck boys. Guess what? You're going to keep getting unwanted until you take that break to love on yourself, to take that pause, to be like, oh my God, why am I attracting these fuck boys? How can I stop attracting these fuck boys? You can stop attracting fuck boys by loving on yourself, by just focusing on your vibration. And when you do, you will notice that different men will become attracted to you. And what this card is saying is that you will notice that niggas is going to come in, and a lot of those niggas that come in really quickly are going to be just like the niggas that you're used to. And so you have to learn to love yourself, to stay focused on what you want, make the effort. To stay focused on what you want, being positive, thinking those positive things, deny what you don't want. We're not settling any fucking more. This is 2023. We mean the love of our life. We ain't settling no more. And so you deny those niggas, right? That's not the caliber of what you want, that don't have what you want. We're not settling. We're not compromising. We're not having conversations. We're not going on your fucking podcast. And so that's not happening. And when you keep loving on yourself, focusing on what you choose to love, sticking to your standards, you will see sooner or later the person that you ultimately want will come into your life. But your job is you have to actually make the fucking effort. You got to actually open yourself up, stop being so despondent, and move towards the things that you love. Okay? All right, y'all. That is all the messages I have for you. Angel number 2716. If you made it to the end of this message, please give me a thumbs up. If you made it to the end of this message, you are not subscribed. What are you waiting for? If you have any questions or you want to start a conversation, please go down below. I want to know, like, have you taken a break from your fuck boys? Are you in a series, or do you find yourself in a pattern where you keep attracting the same relationships? Let's talk about it down below. Last thing, if you were ever confused, this message is all about how you have to do something different to get something different in your love life. God is not limited in the ways that he can bless you. So stop limiting him in your mind. All right, y'all. Mwah. Talk to you soon. I'll see you next week.